I'm here today to talk about income inequality in the United States. Did you know that after the Great Recession in 2008, 95% of the gains in income went to the top 1% of the population? Also, the average male worker today makes $743 less than he did 40 years ago, while the average female worker makes $1,300 less today than she did in just 2007. Many factors have led to this increase in income inequality, including the corporate structure of business, the decline in labor unions, and the impact that technology has had on the economy. When we are looking at income inequality, we must also consider income mobility. Now we'll take a brief look at the history of income inequality. But before I begin with that, I want to stress the fact that income inequality will always exist to a certain extent. Differences in skill, physical ability, education, and just luck between different people will lead to different incomes. This is not a bad thing. It inspires hard work, competition, and the drive to achieve, which are all good things in today's society. From the end of World War II until the late 1970s, incomes were more equal than they are today. That is to say that the incomes of the people at the bottom were increasing faster than the incomes of those at the top. However, from 1979 to 2010, the wealthiest Americans enjoyed an increase of 74.9%, while the poorest actually decreased by 12%. The second quintile increased by a meager 0.1%, and the third quintile increased by 8%. This has led to the greatest disparity in income since immediately before the Great Depression. Now let's look at some factors that contribute to income inequality. First, there's the corporate structure that many businesses have gone to since the 1990s. Corporations will do whatever it takes to earn a profit for their shareholders, and labor is one of their main expenses. In order to minimize this, they will either cut jobs or outsource jobs overseas to minimize these labor costs. CEOs of corporations that cut the most jobs in 2009 earned 42% more than the average S&P 500 CEO earned. This is according to a 2010 Institute for Policy Studies article. The second reason is the decline in labor unions. According to the 2008 Bureau of Labor Study, membership dropped from 20% in 1983 to 12% in 2007. The third factor that impacts income inequality is technology. There's more demand for high-skilled jobs, and in order to get these high-skilled jobs, one must obtain an education. It is harder for the poor to obtain this education than the wealthy, since they do not have the means that is necessary to get the education and therefore the jobs. They can still get them, but it is harder. Now that we've discussed the history and causes of income inequality, we need to talk a little bit about income mobility. Income mobility is the ability to increase or decrease what one earns. You would assume that the income mobility in the United States is poor, since the poorest are not seeing an increase in their income. However, the opposite of this is true. According to the 2007 U.S. Department of Treasury statistics, over half of the individuals in the bottom quintile were able to move out of that quintile in just 7 years. So although the income of the bottom is not increasing, people are still able to move out. There's still a chance to better one's economic status. To wrap this all up, the wealthiest Americans are getting wealthy faster than those at the bottom. This is due to factors such as corporate business structure, decline in unions, and the impact that technology has on the economy. The poorest Americans earn less than they earned 40 years ago after inflation. However, not all of these are the same people that are stuck there year after year, as over half of them are able to move out of this quintile. Clearly, you can see that this is an issue for more examination and discussion. I hope you will do your own research and find this topic as interesting and enlightening as I have. Thank you.